Peace to the true and living. So listen, y'all, there is a surah in particular that I really like. For those who are not familiar with certain Islamic terminology, a surah, the closest you can translate it to would be a chapter, right? So say, for instance, in the Bible, you have a chapter. In the Holy Quran, you have a surah, okay? And then the verses you could say is a ayat, right? So that's a piece of the surah. So this one in particular I want to talk to y'all about is called Wal Asr, right? It's important to know what these words mean because sometimes we memorize them in prayer and don't know what it means. And that's not what Allah wants from us, right? Allah wants us to understand what we're saying. This is not about being performative, right? And you got to understand this. Allah does not necessarily care about the things we do outwardly as much as he care about the condition of our heart and our intentions. He knows what's on our heart better than us. So, when it comes to something like prayer, it's good to know what you're saying, right? And in Islam, when we are making salah, we are saying, chapters and verses out of the Quran. And it's important to know what they mean. And this one in particular is very powerful. It's very short and very powerful. It's called Wal Asr. Now, the actual surah is this. A'udhu billahi minash shaitanir rajim. Bismillahir rahmanir rahim. Wal Asr. Innal insana lafi kusr. Illa ladina amanu wa amilu as-salihat. Watawasar bil haq, watawasar bil sabr. Now I will go into the translation in English. Wal asr, by time. Innal insana lafi kusr. Indeed, mankind is lost. Illa ladina amanu wa amilu as-salihat. That line means except for those who believe and has done righteous deeds. Watawasar bil haq. Watawa bis sabr. That's the last line, and that means, and advise each other the truth and advise each other the patience. Now, Allah opened that chapter with an oath. 3 verses. It may take 30 seconds to recite. Imam Shafi said that if nothing else came down from the heavens down to the earth but that one surah, it'd be enough to save mankind. Now, this man is one of the most respected scholars in Islam. He memorized the Holy Quran by the age of 7, and he said, just those 3 verses was enough to carry the weight of the entire book. The creator of the cosmos, who needs nothing, took an oath. Now, when Allah swears by something, he's saying, look at it, read it, study it. Everything that breathes is being eaten right now. And then verse 2 just slices you open. It cuts you without anesthesia. Innal insana lafi kusr. Indeed, mankind is lost. Not some men, not the evil men, but all men. Basically, the default setting of the human race is being lost. That is where we're starting at. That's the cosmic baseline. You wake up in the red. You go to sleep in the red. The clock keeps going, whether you're building empires or you're scrolling on your cell phone. The world sells you this big lie like time is on your side, but the mathematics says the opposite. Time is a predator and you are the prey. Every cell in your body has a piece of DNA on the tip called a telomere. Imagine a shoestring and that little plastic top. That's what a telomere is. Every time your cell divides, that tip gets shorter and shorter. When it runs out, the cell can no longer replicate. It dies. Your skin sags, your organs start getting slow and not operating properly, your bones get brittle. That is loss that's measured on a molecular level. You're aging because the second law of thermodynamics is operating while you sleep. This is called entropy. The universe trends towards this order just naturally. Think of a hot cup of coffee. You leave it there, it cools. A clean room will get dirty. A young body will eventually decay. You slow it down with discipline, structure, the protocol of Islam. Just look at the heavens. The lights that's hitting your face right now left the sun 8 minutes and 20 seconds ago. By the time you see it, that moment is gone. You're always living in the echo of something that's already happened. The earth makes a full rotation every 23 hours and 46 minutes. The clocks that you look at are showing a rounded number. The actual cipher has a remainder. I built the system with mathematical precision, but you are operating in approximations. And this is what Allah is pointing to when he says, Wal Asr, you are bleeding seconds. Every breath is a withdrawal from an account that you did not deposit into. Allah gives you 4 exits in verse 3. Ila ladina amanu, except those who believe. That is your foundation. Iman, the conviction that there is a system, a creator, a purpose. Without that, every other action collapses into noise. Wa amalu salihati, and do righteous deeds. Belief without action, no one cares about that. It means nothing. The body must move. The hands must build. The feet must walk into prayer. Faith is a verb in Arabic. Watawasaw bil haq, and advise one another to truth. You cannot ascend alone. The cipher requires brothers. We all need each other to tell each other when we're off frequency. The lone wolf dies in the winter. The pack survives. Watawasaw bis sabr, and advise one another to patience. Sabr is patience, but it's a different type of patience. It's a spiritual patience. It's a patience with wisdom. Sabr is the structural integrity under pressure. It's the steel beams that holds the building when the hurricane comes. And the biology of sabr is right here. It's the prefrontal cortex, your executive brain. Every time you choose discipline over impulse, you thicken the neural pathway that gives you restraint. Sabr is the muscle. You grow it by lifting heavier and heavier discomfort. The 85% is loss. They don't even know it. They only think of loss like bankruptcy or death. But let me tell you what loss really looks like. Loss is like a man staring at a screen for hours on hours on hours and feeling nothing. Loss looks like a brilliant mind running on autopilot, a quote-unquote smart person who don't believe in God. Loss looks like a Muslim who knows the Quran is there but doesn't open it. Loss is also a Muslim that says all his prayers on time, does all of his pillars, but is not kind to God's creations. He's not a good person to other people. That's loss. Now, the 5% understand the equation. Belief plus action plus truth plus patience. That is the only formula that can beat entropy. That is the only thing that puts you back in the black before the clock runs out. Imam Shafi was not exaggerating. He was doing math. He was doing math. He looked at the entire surah and saw the entire human operating system compressed into 3 verses. Diagnose the problem, loss, prescribe the cure. 4 ingredients, done. Now, the world will tell you to chase time, but the math tells you that you cannot catch something that was never yours to begin with. The only move is to spend each second in alignment, build with it, pray on it, speak truth to it, hold the line. The clock is your judge. Now, here's the drill. Tonight before you sleep, get a pen and paper. Not your phone, not your notes, not your Google Docs. Get a pen and paper. Write down every hour of the day today and write down what you did. Sleep, work, scroll, food, prayer, everything. Don't leave nothing out. I want you to write it out so you can see where your time went. Then ask yourself one question. Out of my 24 hours a day, how many did I spend on the 4 exits? Belief, righteous action, speaking the truth, and holding patience.